Post-election conversation here with Dr. Ron McNinch. Dr. McNinch, on the municipal level, some heavy hitters got defeated in this election. Let's start with Jonia.
Well, you run unopposed or you run scared. And obviously someone was not scared and they were opposed. And this is Ken Joe's race?
Yes, Ken Joe's race.
Ken Joe was my student for many years. Wonderful young person, dynamic, charismatic, genuine, has a lot of heart. And obviously he put a lot of heart in that race, and he was able to be successful. And it's hard work that really defines him.
Yeah. Down the village of Inarahan, incumbent Mayor Franklin Taitno defeated by a newcomer, newly, I think, retired Federal Civil Service employee, Doris Lujan, defeated the incumbent. That race.
Some people are hungry, and some people are fat and happy. And it's the hungry ones in this world of politics that end up really shaking and moving and getting themselves elected. You know, just because you've been elected a few times before, it's not a given people are going to vote for you again. And when they see somebody who has new ideas, somebody who's hungry, who's willing to go out there and really run a race, run a competitive race, I mean, that's very refreshing. We have several of those races in this race, though.
Jigo, again, a big powerhouse in Jigo, of course. Robert Lizama defeated by actually a heavy opponent as well, a party leader, Republican Party leader, Rudy Matanani. They went head to head, and Rudy won that race.
Those who dare do. If you see, there's talking and there's doing. And I hate to say it, but quite often we hang out with people who talk all the time. Those who do are successful, and that's what it takes. You gotta have the courage, you gotta have the fortitude to go out and do it, not just talk about it, and do it right. And obviously they did it right. Okay,
what's the conversation today and this week? The parties. What is it like if you were a fly on the wall in each party headquarters now? They're licking their wounds because both sides basically, you know, have wounds to lick at this point. They both had defeats and losses and all that. And so as they gear up for the next general election, which is a big one, gubernatorial election, if you're a fly on the wall, what are the Democrats saying? What are the Republicans saying?
The Democrats have got to find one to two sets of major candidates to run for governor. They may already have them, but then they have to come to a consensus and they have to decide on it. What that's going to do is it's going to really attrit or eat away at their legislative base. And so it's going to create, on the other hand, an opportunity for the Republicans to then be able to pack these young, fresh-faced types into the legislature in 2 years to try to take over the majority in the legislature. Because if they can take the legislature and add a loop at the same time, then you're able to create a kind of political dynasty. That's never worked before. Republican governors with Republican legislatures, there's no cooperation. Democrat governors with Democrat legislatures, there's no cooperation. Legislatures rarely will try to cooperate with the executive. And I think that the dream combination is to have a friendly legislature with a friendly governor that works together. And that sort of mutualism is what we're really missing in Guam politics. Nobody wants to cooperate with anybody. Everybody just wants to frustrate everyone else's plans or ideas, and that's unfortunate.
So the Republicans, what are the Republicans saying? Same thing?
Republicans basically are going to concentrate, if they can avoid the primary, and that's what they need to try to do, avoid a primary with their governor, so that their governor doesn't have to worry about the primary, so then they can stack the legislature with as many incumbents and viable folks for the legislature as possible. That's probably what the approach that they should use. The other thing is this race, this legislative race, was the coming out party for Governor Calvo. It was his opportunity to show that he could be a party leader, that he could help people get elected, he could help people as much as he could. He couldn't help on everything, but he definitely, in the cases of at least 3 candidates, really got them elected this election. So he's got this political godfather role that he's never had before that he's able to express in this election. And that's a point of actualization politically for him. And I think that once that point is taken and he's able to help people directly, then that can grow and things will grow from there.
Let me ask you this. Of course, congratulations. The incumbent delegate, Madeline Bradali, got re-elected. There's talk out there, well, as there was talk last year that this was going to be her last term, but there's even more talk now that she's probably, facing either this term and maybe the next term that may be her last one. But as folks say, hey, she's going to be there as long as she wants. But as people gear up, one day she'll vacate that position, okay? You think people now within the legislature are thinking of that position and who's best to take the helm and make sure that it continues to be a Democrat, or this time says, hey, it's got to be a Republican?
One of the things I talk about, and it gets me in trouble, I'm going to say it anyway, because I'm on your show, right?
That's right.
So
It's the buzz. Yeah.
When Madeline was attacked by, this given idiot candidate, and all kinds of bad things were said about her, nobody, Democrat or Republican, stood up to defend her. None of them. Nobody had the political guts to say that's wrong, and she didn't have anyone there to defend her. And so she absolutely has earned her place, and she's had to put up with outlandish silliness from the worst possible corners. But in general, I think that Madeline probably in 2 to 4 or maybe even 6 years will decide she's would like to do other things, and that's how things work.